Back at it again.
Yes, sir.
Episode 2.
Yes, sir.
It's the fun guys, the serious guys. Chop Life crew.
Chop Life.
Everything and anything in between. I'm your co-host, Ivan, DJ Anzo.
Yes, sir.
Here with my man's Uncle E.
Uncle E.
Back in the stew, doing what we have to
back
do for you guys.
Again.
And yeah, I'm happy to be back. Episode 2, bro.
Episode 2, let's run it back.
You know what I'm saying? Episode 1, that was a blessing. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you still haven't tuned in.
Thank you for tuning in to, sharing our content.
Yep.
Much appreciated. And we'll keep it going,
We're going to keep it coming, man. But if you haven't tuned in, please like, subscribe, and tune into the YouTube channel.
Don't forget.
How you been, bro? It's been what? It's been a little bit since we recorded.
Yeah, we're doing good, settling into things again.
Mm-hmm.
Grew second quarter things now. But for the meantime, it's been pretty good.
Washington goes into phase 3 on the 22nd.
Phase 3?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Governor Inslee.
You know what I'm saying?
Boys have been behaving for a minute, so...
We better be outside in the summer.
Look, Jay Inslee knows that there's a big birthday coming up, guys. There's a big birthday coming up. We're talking about y'all got quarters. We have a big birthday coming up. So Inslee, we need this phase 3, We need phase 3 and we need vaccines.
We need the vaccine. We need phase 4. We need to be outside. Because I can't spend another summer.
Man, can you believe it's been a year already?
Yeah. No, March was the work anniversary for when we went home. And now it's over a year officially.
Yeah, it's been a long year, to say the least. It's a cliche. When people say, oh yeah, it's been a long year before. Now this is a long year. No,
this has been a long year.
All the other years when people are like, yeah, how was your year? Oh my God, it was such a long year. This is a long year.
I knew it was a special year when old heads started complaining about it. Saying this is the worst life or worst year I've ever lived through. I'd saying something,
It's bad because, I'm like, shit, worse than the civil rights?
Yeah.
But I guess for most people, never in their lives were they forced to stay in, stay at home, stay in some sort of confinement, and also employ masks while going anywhere in public. I remember when you see a lot of times people from China, especially when they travel through airports, they will wear masks. Yeah. And a lot of times I used to wonder, why are they wearing masks? Yeah. Now I'm like, shoot, I don't know if I'll ever go through a public space, especially subways, airports, without wearing masks. So,
hey, man, you never know, bro. You never know. I mean, the pandemic, I like to say the panoramic has changed everything, bro.
Shit.
And who knows if we'll ever even get back to life as it was before.
Fair enough. Let's not get too sad, though.
Nah.
Let's not get... We're never too sad.
We're Chop Life crew, so we can't be getting too sad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, guys. Sometimes we be reflective, too,
But, speaking of the panoramic, you've been listening to Joe Budden and Kamala.
Uncle Joe and Kamala? What are they saying this time?
Their agenda for the African diaspora.
The Biden-Harris agenda for the African diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I first briefly saw something about this during their campaign in the election.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, okay, they're actually taking initiative towards addressing issues to the African diaspora in the U.S.
Mm.
Is this relevant? Is this a genuine attempt? And should I care about this? But I was just impressed they made an effort. So I really didn't look into it during the election season because I was like, at least they gave us some.
So what was in it? What was all in it, on a broad scale?
Well, so I remember briefly there was a state. It's a one pager, and it talks about the African, talks about basically since I think the 1970s, there's been increasing growing number of African immigrants. I'm like, okay, everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about how the immigration policies are a lot of time disadvantageous towards African immigrants. So you come here mostly on overextended visas, and they end up being undocumented. So it's a cycle where you have to wait until your kids that are born in that are U.S. citizens turn 18 before you can maybe get a permanent residency. So that's 18 years of disadvantage that a large number of African communities, that if you're first generation African, your parents are going through that, waiting till you're 18 before you can apply for them to get their green card. So I was hoping, will that plan address solution for that? And it talks about kind of like economic policies as well.
Towards the continent?
Reform towards the continent as well. So I saw it. I was like, okay, idea is good, but you always wonder, how will this be implemented?
Yeah. It's interesting that you brought up that, because that does not draw a parallel to like the DACA Act?
The DACA Act?
Yeah, with Hispanic people coming into the States, where if their parents, or if the kids are born here, right? Their parents can, I'm not even exactly sure. You see me, I don't know these things, but something about like their parents can eventually like apply for permanent residency, right?
Similar to it. I think the DACA Act is not exclusive to Hispanics, but it's a matter of like, why does this even matter? Like, why are these policies being instilled upon our communities, and to what effect? Because it's like, to what effect should me and you should care about if Joe Budden has a plan for African reform? Like, what does that affect? So to you, if you even hear that and we go through that reform, what in it do you care about? Does it matter? And what will you even tell your family or your friends?
So it's almost like begging the question, why should we care about the current administration, or what is like the formative question you would say that
if we had a question to ask Joe Budden?
Yeah.
No, I always worry, my concern is always with implementation. Who will be implementing this and how? Because it's a matter. Are you actually going to the grassroots? Are you going to big cities with huge African populations? And given the initiative, or handing over the initiative and empowering those leaders in the African communities who are actually in positions that, they can allow that to be implemented in the U.S. But as for back home, that one, I don't know, because, and you deal with our African government, our African leaders. But for here, I would say, and what matters or cares to me is, I would rather not, I wish the aunts and uncles never had to wait that long to get their green cards or permanent residency when they've been contributing to American society since they landed here.
Building the country. Yeah. And a lot of them also are stuck in positions where they can't really grow professionally. Yeah. Because of the lack of documentation. And overall, I think this country's like immigration policies are never meant to really benefit you unless you're like a very high skilled worker.
Exactly. A very high skilled worker. And I think the country, I don't know if they know, or they just like, well, there's an immigrant mindset where when they come here, they feel like they should never complain about their situation in terms of how the government's treating them, or opportunities they're not getting in terms of actual legal documentation, which provides more opportunities for jobs, right? The immigrant doesn't complain. And this is not constant with African communities. I say most immigrant mindset, you come in, you're like, especially our parent generation of immigrants, it's like, hey, we're in this foreign country, behave, we'll just obey the law, stay out of trouble, do our thing, work hard, and never complain that actually, wait a minute, this is not right. Like, I should have my legal documentation in here if I've been here X number of years, be it I overextended my stay or not. But I'm not a politician, but I just think that's what should be. I don't even want to put it as morally right. I think that's how, based on the frameworks of this country, that's how it should be. Cool. That's how I think it should be. It's an opinion too that I'm giving here.
So what do you think? Can we trust the Biden administration? Because to be honest, bro, all I see on Twitter is them posting pictures of themselves walking. Kamala's walking somewhere.
She always walking far. Where is she going, guys?
We did it, Joe. Oh my God, you're gonna be president. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's not a slight on like their actual job, but it's almost like the energy is different now because it's like we're expecting so much more and more from you, right?
Yes.
Because the House is blue, the Senate is blue, right? The president is blue. So if you're really about that action, like if you're really about bringing about the changes that you spoke about, then that's not even it's not even a hope or anything. To me, it's an expectation, right? And I guess what I would say to you is, do you have faith in that administration? You don't even have to give an opinion, but do you have faith that bottom line results will be achieved as far as, you know, equitable, like solutions for trying to minimize the wealth gap in the country, which that's a whole Bowser itself. But, you know, what sort of like formative actions can they take? And do you have faith in that administration?
Do I have faith?
Yeah.
I have hope. I have hope, and I am cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, 3 months since the administration came in, so I don't want to be a little bit of, oh my God, 3 months, and I'm already like, what are you guys doing? Yes, okay, should have some sort of patience. Maybe in a year or two, should be expecting something. But what I want to see is, okay, Biden, Kamala, you guys laid out this whole plan directly at African community. Yes, we understand previous administration couldn't care less. This is an action. So I'm saying hope. It's a new action here you guys are doing. And I feel like what the election showed is that in these big cities, and we show it was the black vote that swung, let's say, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and let's just look at Georgia, for example.
Yeah.
If you actually take a deeper dive into that black vote and those new voters, African communities, right?
Yeah.
So there's a huge percentage of that black vote that we saw. You see what I'm saying? You go on CNN, MSNBC, the black vote, 91%. That's one picture. Mm-hmm. But let's break down that black vote. Mm-hmm. If you want to go down to the actual, African diaspora vote, mm-hmm. the new, what's her name? Stacey Abrams, she was able to mobilize, a lot of the African communities and get a lot of new voters of African diaspora. Mm-hmm. Accounted for a lot of that influx. So there's a new, political landscape of, yes, the African diaspora is now a huge part of U.S. elections, U.S. presidential elections. So Biden and Harris said, okay, we identified that. You guys want us this election. Go to the Minnesotas, the Atlanta, Georgias, these type of cities. So actually reform. Mm-hmm. How are you going to uplift these communities and prevent, and not only not prevent, but allow economic prosperity mm-hmm. in terms of opportunity? Mm-hmm. How and what actions will be done? Mm-hmm. It's 3 months. All right. Okay. We'll wait. We'll wait and see. But I just want to actually see action. I want to see Kamala Harris going to these communities, talking to those leaders. I want to see Joe Biden going to those communities, talking to those leaders. We have Facebook. If that's happening, we'll see it on Facebook. Yeah. So I just want to see.
Yeah.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. I have a little bit of a different view because I believe that the bottom line results depend on how they very, very much so depend on the local politicians, right?
The local politicians?
Yeah.
So are you talking about a governor?
Even down to the county level.
County?
Yeah. And this is why, to me, like, voting matters, right? And being involved and politically aware matters. Because at the base of it, right? If you're thinking about direct value, what can Joe Biden provide for me? It's probably pretty nominal, right? Just like anybody who said, "Oh, Trump did this for me," Trump didn't do anything for you, like realistically, right? Unless you're a big baller brand, you're making $10 million a year, $20 million a year. You know, maybe a tax cut here or there helps you could get some little more money in the bank. But if we're like when I was voting this past election, right? I actually took the time to like read through the pamphlet and look through what we're even voting on. And I found the local like constituency, like politicians and every like little mandate that they were trying to, you know, enact. I found that to be so much more valuable than like the federal government itself, because to me the federal government is really just creating like an image for the country or a almost like a blueprint for the country in the sense that when Trump came in, right, nobody respected America. All respect for America is gone, right? When Obama was in America, I'm not going to say everybody respected it, but there's still this image of like, oh, a black man became president in this country, anything is possible. You see what I'm saying? But realistically, Odrama didn't do, you know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. 100%. It's like when Charlemagne asked him, what did you do for black people? I see what you're saying. Is we can't, you know, it's the you know what to say, the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Is to always look at the president and the vice president and say, yes, what are you guys doing for us? And you're saying that it's on the actual local level when you want to look at policies and legislation that actually will affect your daily life.
Your day to day.
It's into that level.
It's at that level.
So, of course, I 100% agree with you. And we were talking about first with this top level. Yeah. And you make a good point. It's, especially for us now, if, to be honest, let's be honest, most of us, it's once Uncle Donald came in, we're like, all right, let's be serious. Let's start learning about American. Let's start be serious watching CNN, watching Don Lemon and that.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's, you know, this is the first time last year that I voted in state, like what is it called, state elections or the local elections and actually going through candidates. First time. Never did it. Shit, when Hillary and Uncle Donnie ran 2016, I even forgot I voted too late. That was our mindset back then. But now, yeah, you're right. You know, when it's at the local level. Yeah. So it's important, yeah. We need to make sure that we stay on top of those things. Yeah. Because, you know, shit, these Oyibo people, they make sure, like, they got their newspapers there, you know, they're making sure every single election, attention to detail. And we think, we should be like that too. Yeah. As long as you live here and you actually want good things that actually will favor you to happen, that's what you got to do.
Now, I also have a very... I don't believe in the electoral college system here.
That's nonsense, man. That's nonsense. That's how they keep the Republicans in office.
We should flog whoever came up with that concept.
It makes no... Well, okay. All I say is the theory of it, the idea of it, yes, they don't want big cities to choose who the president is. Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. Like, you know, people in rural areas too should have equal, you know, some sort of voice as well.
Because, you know, some sort of voice.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I agree with that. Yeah. Otherwise, then what's the point? Everyone will just live in big cities. That's what I'm just saying. But I say with the current structure of America, though, this system where we know this 400 years been built up, nah. They're not using it for that. They're using it for favor of certain people and certain parties and certain levels of income. Yeah. So that's why I don't think it's valid in America. It's theoretically, it makes sense, but it's not being practiced.
I met a guy from Kentucky. Like, he's from like deep Kentucky where they don't even have like paved roads, right? And he was telling me a lot of like those red states vote red out of revenge because a lot of like policies at the federal level only really benefit big cities. And so a lot of the red states are voting out of like revenge and vengeance because basically like the politicians forgot about them. Since they're not driving the country's economy, they're forgotten about. So It was interesting to hear. And then he talked about how like a lot of them, the high school dropout rate in some places is like 82%, you know? So, no, yeah, that, and it's,
no, I
it's
agree.
true
You know, like I said, we're learning more. We'll find out more. There's no one way that's perfect.
Yeah.
I think you always got to look at both ends.
Yeah.
No matter what.
But speaking of like this administration, he came into the perfect time where the vaccine rollout started, right?
Yes.
So I think generally speaking, they've been doing a good job of distributing the vaccine. But just kind of based on the history of testing vaccines on Black people, on Africans, and, you know, mostly like minorities, right? How do you see like this vaccine rollout? Do you think Black people can trust it? Do you think, you know what I'm saying, they're going to put chips in us? Like what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean the vaccine thing, you know, when we had Shivani here, she gave us a historical breakdown on the history of, we talked about the Tuskegee experiment. I think it was syphilis, injecting syphilis on Black people. I feel like that has created a lot of scars.
Without their knowledge.
Without their knowledge. Yeah. And that's here in America. Our people back in Africa, God knows what they've tested on us.
Lord knows, man.
So, yeah, you know, as Black people, we should be, I feel like there was reason for us to be initially fearful of a new vaccine, saying, oh my God, here we go. You know, of course, natural human instinct, here we go again. But, you know, if you actually do your research, talk to people who are knowledgeable on this, with level head, I feel like you understand that by taking this vaccine should be, you know, you should trust it. It should be safe. No conspiracies. It's not a chip. I don't believe in that. To be honest, you know, now if people come up with everything, you know, I would call out this person, one person. Quick story: pick me up from the airport, and we're talking about the vaccine. I'm like, yeah, so the vaccine's coming up soon. We'll maybe get a chance. Are you going to take it? No. I'm not going to take it. Why? Oh, you know, I heard there's a lot of side effects. I'm worried about the long-term effects. I'm like, oh, here we go again. You know, do not play doctor. You know, everybody wants to be Dr. Fauci now. And everybody thinks that any, like, it's one of those things. It's like, if you take the vaccine, any single sickness, side effect, anything else that happened to you the rest of the life, you're going to say it's because of the vaccine. There's a mental aspect of it. So what do I think about it? I think we should trust the science. In this case, well, I'm not convincing anyone, but in this case, I don't believe in the conspiracies. When I get the opportunity, I will get vaccinated. And I hope us as Black people, being cognizant of our history, yes, it's true, but I don't think that those conspiracies apply to this.
I don't know, man. For me, it's the family WhatsApp group. They said they had the cure, bro. It's like
the WhatsApp group. What's the cure? Please, can you share me one of that?
All you need to do, right?
Yeah,
is you take boiled water. You put it in a pot, right? You take a towel and you put it over your head, and then you just breathe the steam. You do that like three times a week. You can never get COVID. You can never get it.
That's what they said?
That's what they said, bro.
Did you see the interview from the guy from Uganda at the bar? Who said he drinks alcohol anyway, so, you know, he's already being sanitized. That's biblical. He's a very,
supposedly he's the guy that got Omale and like Thames arrested. So he's an artist. He's
an artist.
Yeah.
I see.
And he's anyway.
It's going to take a while. So will you take the vaccine?
I think I'm going to take the vaccine.
You think you will take the vaccine? Yeah. What are your worries about taking the vaccine?
No, you know, for me, it's not a worry. It's more so like not even buying into like the hysteria, but I'm just like the timing of it, you know. It's quick. It was quick.
Oh, it was quick. So vaccine shouldn't be developed in under a year. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no scientist, but
you're not no scientist, but you're saying the timing was too fast. You see what I'm saying, guys? These are the people we gotta deal with here.
You copy. No, I'm playing, bro. I'm gonna take the vaccine.
I mean, we gotta look.
When I can get it. In fact, if you have vaccine, I don't care if it's from Tijuana, if it's from...
You don't care if it's from Tijuana?
I don't care, bro. If you got it for the low, I need the vaccine.
Yeah.
Half and half, Moderna and Pfizer, so that I can be double vaccinated. That's how it works, right?
Exactly. That was, it's really funny. It's really funny. Mm-hmm. People, when we were sick, especially us Africans, black people, we've taken a lot of shady stuff from shady pharmacies, from places we didn't even know. What was this? This is good for your headache. You took it. Mm-hmm. You never worried about, how long did they take to develop this? Mm-hmm. What's the history of this? All of a sudden, everybody want to be Dr. Anthony Fauci. Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's a lot of the WhatsApp family chats, The
hysteria, yeah.
It's jokes, fam.
Which a lot of it, though, is warranted because of the history of the West's practices on black people and Africans.
And especially that video, those French doctors, bro.
That one.
When they were saying that, we should test it out on Africa.
Yeah, like on national television, like
the audacity.
That's wild.
Like I said, the only French doctors will do that. My francophone people, I'm telling y'all, fam. So y'all need to get off the shackles, fam, of that colonizer. Yeah. Because only francophone people will have. That's what I think. Only French people will have the nerve to go and say that. Yeah. But anyway, I think we should take the vaccine.
I'll be taking it.
Especially people in Africa, because right now, bro, Africa, fam, there's no safe or COVID measures in terms of practice. It's not being enforced. So who knows? People, a lot of people I feel like are losing their lives in Africa, getting sick from COVID, and to what? So I feel like, especially back home, we really need it. And WhatsApp conspiracies don't go in my family group chat. I know that. We shut it down real quick. But please take responsibility in informing your family members in those WhatsApp chats.
Where there's this, like, all the elders, those are the ones where you can't just pipe up and say anything, because then you're being a disrespectful goat. You know what I mean?
It's a fine line too, guys. Yeah. Please, we're not responsible for any insults you get. It's a fine line. Don't try this at home. If your dad or uncle says fake conspiracy theory, find a way to tell them respectfully, this is not true. You know what I'm saying? But if you just go and say it's not true, you're a disrespectful child. I always knew you were disrespectful. But anyway, that's how I feel about it, fam. Yeah. We should I believe in the science for this. I believe this is what we need to move forward as a collective society for this vaccine. I don't have sponsor. I don't have no Pfizer sponsor, Moderna sponsor. And, touch wood that I've stayed COVID free. But even if I had COVID or not had COVID, I still think the vaccine is something that, I'll need to take. Cause
I heard somebody make a joke about the Johnson & Johnson one.
What did they say?
They said that they can't even get baby powder right. So, they said they're not taking it. I'm telling you,
people are clowns, fam.
They got me on that one, bro. They trying to poke me with the Johnson & Johnson. I'm going to be like, I'm going to wait.
Hold up.
I'm going to wait on the Pfizer.
Let me wait on the Pfizer. Would you take the Chinese vaccine? That sounds so wrong, right?
Which one is dumb?
There's a China version. They have a Chinese vaccine.
Word. How effective is it?
I don't know the efficacy of it, but they have one. Putin had one, used it on his daughter, apparently. Russia, man.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah. Oxford has one too.
Overall, you think you're going to take it?
I'll take it when I get the chance. I'm hoping by this summer I'll get the opportunity to take the vaccine. There's a peace of mind and there's a level of anxiety that I've been having that how long am I going to play Matrix to this COVID virus? So. Yeah,
I think it's actually probably going to be available sooner.
Yeah, because, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it, guys.
Majority of the high risk adults have got theirs. Yeah. I know people personally that at least 1, 2, 3, 4 people, right, that have got it, that are perfectly fine human beings and don't need it.
I'm telling you, we'll be alright, guys. Let's take this vaccine and move on. Y'all want to go to all these parties, gotta go to all these events, take the vaccine.
Did you watch Judas and the Black Messiah?
Great movie.
Did you? Apparently Daniel Kaluuya, my countryman, shout out. He became the 5th Black performer in history to win best like supporting actor for a Golden Globe.
I mean, thoroughly deserved.
Yeah,
thoroughly deserved. His body of work for the roles he's played. And, you know, just to capture like it, because if you even watch the real videos of Fred Hampton, like his interviews, this guy played him to the T.
He bodied that, bro.
Like word for word, bar for bar.
Bar for bar, bro.
Come on, boy.
But even shout out to Lakeith Stanfield too. Lakeith Stanfield, bro.
Oh yeah.
He did his thing on that, bro. He really played Bill O'Neill really well, and like, wow, those two together, bro. That's like a crazy energy and like.
And the title is perfect because you know you have Judas and the Black Messiah.
Exactly.
In a lot of our Black Messiahs in our communities, in our families, there's always the Judas.
There always is.
So it's it's metaphoric. I think it's symbolic. And, you know, as I was mentioning, it highlights the importance to not be apolitical. Because if you don't stand for anything, you will fall for
nothing. You'll
exactly.
die for nothing. Yeah.
You know, you heard when the cop asked him, "How do you feel about Martin Luther King when he died?" I don't care. How do you feel about Malcolm X? Did you feel angry? Oh no, I don't care. It was a test. It's checking. Okay, does this guy stand for anything?
Yeah.
So
you're talking about when he was asking Bill O'Neill.
In the interview.
When he was asking Bill O'Neill.
The FBI agent.
Yeah.
How many times do we see that nowadays? You know, we meet our friends or peers.
Yeah.
Hey man, what do you think about this new Biden-Harris Africa policy? Hey, how do you feel? You know, I don't care. I'm not into this policy. You know?
And a lot of it too is like the comfort of like the world we live in today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got running water, you got clothes on your body, a roof over your head, which is the essentials, and like that's what we need for sure. But it's like, man, what are you leaving behind? You know,
what are you leaving behind? And if you watch the Breakfast Club interview when they had Shaka King, the director, he was saying it was also a kind of representation between an individualistic person, right? Bill O'Neill for himself, right? Only cared for himself. And you had Fred Hampton looking for his community, you know. So, and again, you know, we're all mad watching a movie like, this rat. But, you know, how many people, he's 17 years old. A lot of people now, if they were in that same position, they would have done the same thing.
They were paying him racks, right? It was like, they were paying him like good money.
Yeah, I think in 1970s, they gave him a big check.
Yeah.
Like $200,000 or
something like around that tune.
Big check. But he was never at peace.
And for me, like, I don't know if you saw that the interview he did before he committed himself.
Yeah. You know, I had to go check it out after.
And how he was talking about, I'll let history decide, you know, what they thought about me. And to me, that was such an aloof statement because, like, he knew what he had done. He knew that no amount of like repayment could ever really like make up for his sins.
No.
So yeah, bro, that was powerful. Like,
it was a powerful movie.
Movie. Shout out to my countryman too, Daniel Kaluuya.
Kaluuya has done y'all Ugandans proud, man. I hope you guys claim this guy like Gambia's claim J-Hus.
And Pasalu too, but he's like extra Gambian. Pasalu.
Oh, Pasalu? Yo, shout out to Pasalu. Yeah, he is.
He's doing his thing.
Hey, Hus too, man. Hus be repping us too.
Yeah.
You know, does Kaluuya rep Uganda give y'all shout outs?
He does, but he's also like in this place. He had an interview about it where he was like, you know, I'm not British enough to be British. I'm not Ugandan enough to be Ugandan.
That's kind of what you were saying last time.
Yeah. And
I see. He's in that bubble.
Yeah. So, you know, but he definitely reps it. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course. I mean, I'm not trying to make sure how Ugandan he is or anything, but
exactly,
you know, I'm sure you guys are proud. We're all proud of him, of course.
No doubt.
He's a great actor. You know, he's done his thing playing these American roles. He's faced criticism
kind of like you would say, or you were saying earlier.
Yes,
like regressive statements.
It's a regressive statement to make a statement saying that why are British actors taking American roles?
Yeah.
When Coming to America, which I just watched, Coming to America 2, very disappointing. Black Panther, Hotel Rwanda, Don Cheadle, Last King of Scotland.
Yeah.
And in Black Panther, I'll say Forrest Whitaker's acting was of that African accent. I don't know where that came from, fam.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But we embraced it.
Terrible. We didn't complain though.
Yeah.
Terrible. Besides, the main actors, some of these African accents were hearing, I'm like, nobody talk like this in Africa.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, we didn't complain. We didn't say, hey, why are these Americans out here playing Africans? Why they should stay in their lane? So you see, because it's regressive. It's backwards.
Yeah.
They say backwards.
Yeah.
So for even Daniel Kaluuya to face criticism, Damson Idris, that's another guy.
Playing Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin from Snowfall, Franklin from South Central, what's his name? Chiwetel, all these guys, great actors, right?
The one that actually like bothers me is the dude from All American, Spencer James. It only bothers me because the acting isn't the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And if you're thinking of because we've watched football enough to know what a football route is, and then you see him running, I don't know what. That's what I'm like. Yeah. All right, let's get serious.
No,
but that's all jokes.
That is all jokes.
Yeah.
But stop it. Stop it. Like I say, if anyone has issues with British playing American roles
or vice versa,
vice versa, please.
I think that narrative needs to change.
Stop being gatekeepers. That's the thing too.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. All these people, I'm like, who made you the gatekeeper for who should play what role? Who? Yeah, Warriors. You can voice opinion. If it's an opinion, I understand. Whatever. I still think it's a regressive opinion. But you're not the gatekeeper.
Yeah. Anyway.
These black men collect their bread.
Yeah.
And black women
black
too.
Men, women. You know what I'm saying? If you winning, we winning. So,
like Mr. Ray say, I'm supporting everyone black, It doesn't matter where.
Wale made that into a song, right?
Oh, Wale did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called Sue Me.
Shout out to Wale.
Shout out. But yeah, man. If you haven't watched that movie, go check it out.
Judas and the Black Messiah, go watch it out. I will not recommend Coming to America 2. If you have nostalgic memories of the first one, this is a massive... Well, okay. For me, again, it was a letdown. It felt like I was watching a parody.
I haven't seen it, so I can't speak
parody.
to it.
If you guys watched it, let me know if you feel the same. I was like, okay, 1988 to now, these guys are still using they still think we're hunting lions and shit in Africa,
Yeah.
I was saying these jokes, well, not even, I know it's comedy, whatever, but it was just, anyway, whatever. I just found it extremely disappointing. They could have done better. They could have saved us from watching the sequel if that's all they had.
Anyway, that brings us kind of to the end of episode 2. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share.
All of that.
Tell your friends to tell their friends so we could be friends.
Yeah. Evan, I have a question for you.
What's the question?
This is from this TikTok I've been seeing. How do Ugandans say Boston?
What, Boston?
Huh?
How you say it?
No, I'm asking you. How would Ugandans say Boston?
I don't know, brother.
You don't know? You don't know how to say it? You don't know no, I'm asking you.
Just what, Boston?
Is that how Ugandans say it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wanting to know.
Why?
No, it's this TikTok where this guy asks people, he does a Latino.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I was asking, if there was a Ugandan one.
No, but there's a lot of Ugandans in Boston, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was asking.
Okay. Bam. Anyway, thanks, guys.